Welcome back to City Skylines, folks. This is Colby, playing in Calverton some more. And between the last episode and this episode, it's literally been like 5 minutes probably since I stopped the last recording. I did some quick brainstorming, and I was wondering, we got all these people over here, and there's a lot of the jobs are down here. This, of course, being the main artery for everything, and so I decided to take a look at the traffic roads, which are right here. And as you can see on this one, it is heavily used. You got the pedestrians in the green, trucks are in brown, private vehicles are in blue, so you got everything going. And you got the cyclists in the teal. So this got me to thinking, we got all these private vehicles, and a lot of them go over here, and a lot of them go over here. And many of them originate over here. So, to me, that means one thing. We need to improve the transportation infrastructure. So, to my mind, that means only one thing. We're building a metro. But we're not just going to build a metro for now. We need to be able to build a metro that will be able to sustain future growth, because this area is going to get filled in. This area is going to get filled in, and this area is going to get filled in, and it will get filled in quickly. And all these areas are going to get filled in. This is going to be a low density over here. Or this will probably be more quote-unquote medium density. I'll probably, for this area, put in the height restriction, so you don't get the super tall buildings over here, like you have here. I'm fine with these upgrading all the way. That's fine. I don't like having everything be like boom. I like there to be kind of like a transitional area. Basically, how this is here, where you got it doesn't always boom. There's kind of a slow step, sort of like this, and then as it grows in over here, this will kind of grow downward. Or this actually, it might still grow upward, depending on what I do with this thoroughfare, which I really, eventually, I want to have this thoroughfare be, like, being used as, like, a major, basically, talking about, like, an artery. This is going to be, like, the aorta of this part of the map. I want everything to go here. once other parts of the map are being built, that will become more of an artery. Okay, so, but we're gonna build the Metro. Now, I use the Metro Overhaul mod. It's a wonderful, wonderful mod. They've done some to extend it into, some of the functionality is extended into the base game through, I believe, the Sunset Harbor DLC, but not as much. And so I still believe Metro Overhaul is still, for my game, essential. Okay, I'm gonna bring that out. Now, and this is one of the things I love about the Metro Overhaul mod, 4 tracks. And eventually we're going to have these 4 tracks in some of the stations. We will have express routes. In one part of the city, we're actually going to be building an elevated line. Not here, though. The elevated lines are tricky to build. And I think when I do build one, it is almost certainly going to have to be put in at the beginning, before it's even constructed, just because. Oh, there's a fire. Let's throw it on a fire station. They're not that protected. Anyway. Okay. Alright, enough jibber jabber. Let's start dropping in the subways. Okay, and I'll give a kind of a little bit of a tutorial on how you use these. Depth, now this is per station, and I like using the 4-track stations. That's this. This is a 4-track bypass station. This is a 4-track, the 2 side platforms, and then 2 central platforms. And then, even though they call it track 1, it's basically, like track 1 through 4, really. But what I'm going to do is I'm building a second one. Now the rotation, see, if you have it at you have it at 90. See, now it's actually a cross-platform, and there will be 2 levels of tracks. You'll have tracks on the top, and then tracks at the bottom. So we're going to do one here. And then one there. That's kind of close I like to build my stations, how I like to build my tracks, but that, honestly, that'll be fine. Alright. Oh, shit. I'm realizing I didn't make them. I like to make my trains longer because I also use different trains for, I use some mom-compatible trains, specifically like some New York subway trains. Now that'll have a little bit of a jank in it, but that'll be fine. But let's see what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna put one there. One there. And one there. And this is going to be a short line to begin with. Literally, it's going to be 4 stations for one line right now, and then 2 stations for the other line, or 4 stations per line on 2 lines. And the reason I'm doing that is eventually, one of them will connect and we'll have it, go out, say towards Maple Point down here. But for right now, we're not going to do that. Because what I think I'm actually going to do with this one is this line that's going to go here, I may actually transition it into an above ground. It'll either be above ground at grade or an elevated line. And I'm undecided on that yet. And that one will connect down into this area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this on a time lapse, and I'm going to replace these 2 stations, and then I'm just going to connect everything up, and then we'll be back once I start building the lines. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. actually took a lot less time than I had thought it would. I could have actually kept that all on. I could have kept that to a just regular non-time lapse, because that's only going to probably be sped up 2 times, or like times 2 or times 3. Because what I'm going to do now, you take this. Now, one of the things that I've even noticed, because I actually do run a Telegram group for furries who like simulation games. One of the things I've actually gotten a couple of times on that is, how do you pick your platform? Now, what you do is, see right now, this is just how it would show up normally. You hit shift and you can go. So that's what you're doing if you're doing this. You just hold down shift and you can do that. Now we're going to go over here. We're going to have these on the outer tracks. Outer tracks. And that'll eventually probably get extended down either into this area with a loop terminal. Probably over here. Probably actually over here with a loop terminal. Or it will get I'll do a turnaround station, and I'll show you how to do those when I do that. I'm not putting in. I'm leaving them as a stub right now, just because. Right now, because they will be expanded. Alright, now I name that the red line. Okay, here's I thought I had a few more. I'm going to use the R160, and I actually using one of the mods I have. Yeah, this one. You can actually change the capacity, because you'll have it happen where you'll have people, they'll start, and like you'll lay your line, and by the time you get your vehicles out, you will have so freaking many people using, queued up for your line, that otherwise you would have to have, it would just be a straight up traffic jam from everything. So what I did is, like with my buses, all my buses have 60 or 70 capacity. Okay, now we got these crossovers. Until I can go through and adjust these crossovers using Traffic Manager, I'm going to have to go like this and move them over here. There, they'll merge there. Because eventually, your goal with this is you want to make sure that one line isn't having to cross over other lines to get to the station. now, with Metro Overhaul Mod, they'll spawn from the railroad job. See, there goes one. And another one should spawn here momentarily. There it goes. Man. Alright, let's see. Oh. It'd help if I add the vehicle. Oh wait, is something screwy. Because they were spawning and then they immediately despawned. Yeah, something screwy. This will happen sometimes. There's no path to there's no path to the start of the line. So we'll do that now. Now they should be able to spawn. Let's see here. There. Alright. Yep, alright. Yeah, it was that. Probably because I forgot to put the put them I didn't connect this up here. Oh well. So, alright. Maple Point has leveled up. Very nice. Now let's look at the stations we got here. See. Whoa. Okay, alright, that's fine for now. We got 5 trains on it, but honestly at this point we kinda need it. Just until this gets knocked back. Now I'm kinda curious how this is feeding the red line. Because this is where they'll do the interchange. Okay. There's people waiting for one. Alright. The train just came. A couple of them waiting for another train. And you're hearing some upgrading going on, which is good. I always like to hear the little ding, because that means your city is growing. Growing buildings make it you'll see them get really big. Yeah, I mean, look at that. I love to see that. See just a glut of people in and out. Let's take a look at our campus here. Okay. Yeah, alright. I know I said I wasn't going to look at it again, but oh well. Alright. Let's expand the amusement park again. Okay. Let's see, what's the park area looking like? Okay, now it's just a matter of the visitors. A slow trickle. I could probably put in a bus line. Yeah, let's experiment with that. We get buses. They're cheap. And we can, if needed, we can always demolish it later. Alright. There. 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 Let's see. There. Okay. Let's put a couple on there. And we'll see how that goes. Actually, what I'm going to do, even, is I'm going to take this. I'm going to have one stop, actually. Stop there. And then that way we'll see how that goes. Because I mean, I've had bus stations that I've had every bay filled, and it's really cool to see it because you'll see it's like they all you'll see a whole big glut of them go in and then go right into the into it. Here comes an intercity bus. I'm just gonna have Greyhounds. Jeez Jeez Louise. We get some people. Let's check the line details. We'll put a few more buses on there. And we're gonna change this one to change that one to red. Maple, Canada. Okay, now that's got me curious. How's our death situation doing? And 240, 236. I mean, it's okay. We have excess capacity, but yeah, we'll throw another one. Rather have too much capacity than not enough. Let's zone in some more commercial along this entire strip. There still will be that little cutout until I get this area over here built in. Buses are bunching. Let's see. And we're seeing more. I want to see here when this unleashes. Let's see. I didn't even actually see it. I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the entertainment and the total visitors. Let's see much. Yeah, 949 now. Let's see. roller coaster tycoon scenarios. Because I did one speed run of the Forest Frontiers, the first one for that one, and I think within like the first month, or like a month or two, I'd gotten the gold medal. There was one that I did that I got in. You had to have like $1,000 or something in ticket revenue. So I just put one roller coaster in that it was a quick little one, and almost instantly, boom. Well, that was easy. I wasn't expecting it to be a damn near instantaneous win, but I'm not gonna say no. Alright, let's zone Taylorville for the first one, because we have just the smallest amount of demand for some residential. And that'll actually get some more people using the Taylorville station. Let's check up on the train line while we're at it. And no major buildups. There was one time I had one where, and this is actually when I discovered my rule about always pause your game when you're putting in a new line. Because I had a station. It was like between it was like at one end, I think it was even on like a map like this. It might have even been on an earlier build I did of a city like this. Like the station was like in this area. And there were 5,000 people jam-packed in that station on the one platform waiting for the train. I had to basically just went and I just spammed send an entire freaking, send everything. And it was an interesting experience. It took probably about half an hour of real life time to get it down under 1,000. But every train that was leaving was just packed. And then I've had them where I've had it, the really bad ones, and we might even see it, especially with the central station in one of the platforms, where you'll have one line that, on both directions, is just absolutely, you got hundreds and thousands of people waiting. But it's in the middle of the line. Those are the ones that are like, oh, God, how are we gonna deal with this? Oh, that's kind of like the gherkin. I like that one. I think that might be a quad building. It looks like a quad building. Quad does some pretty cool stuff. He's a really cool content creator for City Skylines. If you have had it, but a whole bunch of people graduated. So, let's see. Well, we got 55% graduation rate. So I think on the next episode, we're gonna go through and we're actually gonna start building up. Over here, we're gonna build an IT cluster, and this will be, we'll start actually building on this. And I might start plotting out this area. I'll probably do this off camera. And just get everything all plotted out, and then yeah, I'll do that whenever I get ready to start developing here. Once we'll probably develop this roughly around the time we hit about 80,000 population. So I am going to mod this. I'm gonna start developing this here some more. Do most of this off camera. And I will see you folks in the next one. Like I said, like I've been saying, if you're enjoying it, please subscribe.